everyone. Welcome to Unoya Whispers Tarot Readings. Today we have a pick a card reading for you, and it's some guidance from your higher self for the upcoming year of 2025. So it's gonna be some guidance for you, okay, on this upcoming year. What does your soul want you to know about the upcoming year? Any challenges or like just some guidance or what's unfolding for you? Okay, so you can look at the cards and choose the one you're mostly drawn to. And you also have the charms, okay, in case you feel more drawn to them or just for extra confirmation. Okay, we have the horseshoe there, four-leaf clover, and the scissors. Okay, so this is group number 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna leave the timestamps on the description below so you can click on your reading, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye. And hello, group number 1. Okay, so if you chose this card, group number 1, welcome, and we're gonna start your reading. Just want to begin talking a little bit just about, the horseshoe here that talks about luck, right? The horseshoe is considered a symbol of luck, of protection, but can also mean endurance, okay? And in astrology also can mean the north node, okay? On the north node, the symbol is it's in a different direction. I think it's like upside down, but it's also the horseshoe for the north node. So perhaps there could be as just a sign, just an extra guidance for you to check your north node, on your astrology, and perhaps there should be a message or something that you need to know there. Okay. So you also chose the card. It's the Three of Cups. Okay, this is from it's from a tarot deck that is called the Vice Versa Tarot. Okay, this Vice Versa Tarot, it's interesting because there is the card as we know, okay, on one side, like the normal Three of Cups, and on the other side there is another version of that, right, so in this case, for example, you can see that it's 3 cups but just one person, right? But when I was drawing the cards for your reading, we got this one on this side. So I think there is we're gonna know more with the tarot. I didn't get a lot of messages right away. I was kind of guided to do that with you on the video, okay? So but there is this something's gonna come up about community, and I'm also hearing perhaps you're gonna be able to achieve more when you start opening up for friendships again, or perhaps putting yourself out there to meet your soul tribe, your soul family, making friends that are more aligned with you, okay? And with the horseshoe here, you might have been a person that has had to endure a lot, perhaps you had to go, perhaps you've been through things, and now perhaps you're trying to put yourself out there again. We're gonna get more message from the tarot, but with the horseshoe, I'm getting that I'm getting that energy of perhaps somebody that had to be have a strong, had to be strong, had to be resilient, right, lately, or perhaps in your journey, and perhaps now it's time to celebrate or make friends and live life like a bit more lighter with joy. So I'm getting that, okay? Yeah, so let's see what the tarot, we're gonna get some tarot cards, all right? We're gonna start, I want to talk a little bit about your current energy. Where are you right now, spiritually, energetically. So we're gonna see where you are right now, okay? And then we're gonna see the challenges that for this upcoming year that might block you from aligning with your higher self or your purpose. And then we're gonna get some guidance for you to overcome those challenges. And then finally, a message from your higher self, the universe, or what's unfolding, or what you can expect for 2025. Okay, so all right, let's go, let's do it. Let's get some tarot for group number 1. Let's get what's the current energy here, Spirit, for group number 1. Oh, look. Oh my God. I love this. Look, another 3. So 3-3. I'm hearing 3-3-3 might be relevant for you as well. We got another 3 here. Another card that talks about community, about teamwork, working together to achieve something, right? We have the 3 of Pentacles. Interesting. All right. So perhaps you're a person that it's already working with others. Perhaps you like working with others or helping others in somehow. Perhaps that's where you find joy, right? 3 of Cups is like the celebration with friends, about finding joy in company. So perhaps that's what you like doing. Perhaps that's your... Let's see. I'm hearing, don't skip that message right away. I'm hearing that for someone that might have not resonated with this, I just heard, don't skip right away. This kind of revealed itself. So, okay. Yeah, it wasn't that one. So let's get some more spirit for energy of group number 1. What's the current energy? Where are they spiritually? Where are they energetically right now in this end of 2024? Okay, Queen of Swords. So let's put this here for your energy. All right. Some more spirit. What is it? Is it? Nope. One more for group number 1. Thank you. Okay. Oh, all right. Oh, maybe that's why you were not supposed to skip that right away. Okay. Interesting. Group number 1. Let's see here. So we got the 3 of... When I was like drawing your cards, right, for you to pick, that came like the 3 of Cups. And then we got the 3 of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, and we got 7 of Pentacles in reverse. On the bottom of the deck, we have 5 of Pentacles, right? It's quite an interesting energy that I'm getting. Perhaps that's why this energy said don't skip yet, because I was getting so this message went to a place that I was not expecting, because I was thinking, oh wow, look, that's nice, you're a person that loves working with people, and perhaps you do, but I feel like there might be some kind of disappointment there with this work that you were doing, perhaps with a group of people, with friends, with a group of friends, or with a group of I'm also getting that perhaps because of this Queen of Swords, you might be a leader, you might be being like a boss, or maybe you have a little team, or maybe you were kind of, maybe perhaps you took a leadership role in some sort of project with other people. But with this 7 of Pentacles in reverse, I'm getting that perhaps that was not the results that you expected from this. Okay, take it as it resonates. It can even be like just perhaps that you are not, that you may be disappointed with your group of friends right now, for example. Okay, perhaps with your family, I'm hearing. So take it as it resonates. For some of you, might actually be that you are indeed like some sort of leader, perhaps even a supervisor, or you just have a position of leadership where you have to kind of lead other people, or perhaps it's just that you were taking this, that perhaps that you were leading this group into something. I'm hearing that for some of you might even be like a trip that you were kind of planning with some friends, but it kind of disappointed you in somehow. So you take it as it resonates, because it's still a collective reading. But there's some kind of disappointment here when it comes to this community of yours, or your group of friends or co-workers. It's something with the 7 of Cups that perhaps, this project of something that you have been working together just didn't turn around the way you wanted. And with the 5 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck here, okay, I do feel like that perhaps now you have that feeling of being left out in the cold kind of feeling, when for whatever situation that happened here might have left you feeling. And you know, it's interesting because before when I was shuffling, I thought, is this the card we're waiting for? And I think it was like Five of Cups that, you know, you had like that vibe of like being in a sentiment of lack, you know, looking for kind of still grieving things you lost. But I didn't feel like it should come. But then we got the Five of Pentacles on the bottom, which has kind of the same, perhaps the same energy that you've been experienced, but mostly like a bit more, could even be a bit more on the financial side, okay? Perhaps you invested in something and you felt like people were not doing their best. And you just feel like, you know, now you invested this money, for example, in a project or in the street or whatever, and people were just not valuing the hard work you put there, right? That the outcome of this, whatever this was not what you expected, and now you have that sentiment of perhaps being left out in the cold. Temperance, harmony. Perhaps the situation even took you out of balance a little bit, right? That's interesting. Group 1. Perhaps this has kind of now, maybe now it's giving you kind of the sentiment of perhaps not really wanting to work together anymore, or perhaps just wanting to be kind of left alone. I feel like I need a bit more information, and just for you to know, Group 1, I kind of pre-shuffled the deck in a way that is mostly upright, okay? I do read reverses when I'm feeling guided to, but a lot of the times I shuffle my deck in a way that mostly the upright will come, because I feel like I can get the message from that. But when the card really, it jumps and it comes to me in reverse, it's because it is supposed to be reversed. So I'm feeling that this is kind of a strong thing in your reading, you know, perhaps like this feeling of disappointment, okay, with the, but perhaps also giving up too early on a project, because this could also mean, this card, the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, can also mean, for example, when you put in a lot of work into something and you kind of put your heart in a project or in developing your skills, or you know, like you're planting seeds, but then you give up too early. You know, that almost like you were almost there, but you were just like, okay, I'm done. So perhaps you gave up on this a bit too early, okay? It can also talk about impatience, or about to see something coming to fruition for you. So perhaps you with the Queen of Swords here, that, you know, can be a strict energy. It's very honest. It's very kind of loyal. You know, tends to be very straightforward energy. It's a leadership that, you know, can be quite straight to the point. You know, a person that is very intellectual a lot of the time. So I'm getting a feeling that this might be your energy, right? You might be this Queen of Swords energy, regardless if you're a woman or a man, okay? We all have feminine, masculine. So, but the Queen of Swords, it's very smart, it's very logical sometimes as well. But sometimes can also, the Queen of Swords or King, they can also have that energy of like really cutting, like setting very strong boundaries. They are a bit more restrict of the Court, right, cards, but so perhaps there was some lack of patience there to see this grow, to see this project move forwards, okay? Perhaps you lost faith in this project, or just got very frustrated with the rewards that perhaps were not coming the way you thought they would, or how you were planning. But with the Three of Pentacles here, and also the Three of Cups, I do believe that perhaps this disappointment might involve the community or the group that you were working with. Should we get one more for them? For a lot of you, might be actually professionally. Perhaps your teams just Yeah, oh, look. This might be causing you some anxiety, some worriness right now. Page of Swords. At the bottom of the deck. No, the Nine of Swords. There's a lot of sword energy here too, Pentacles and Swords. So, yeah, I do feel like this has something to do, perhaps, with the, you know, it could be related to your career, right? To ideas and a project. And, you know, this card here, you know, we got the Nine of Swords here. This can be causing you a lot of feelings of anxiety, perhaps even a little bit of depression here. I'm getting. But this card can also invite you to kind of like try to focus on the things that are actually going well, because when you are in this energy, if you go deeper in this energy of Nine of Swords, of depression, insomnia, worry, right? You can go down like this road of like almost feeling like nothing else is working, okay? When actually, in fact, with the Page of Swords in the back, I think that I do have a strong feeling that perhaps this is like not completely lost or gone. It's just a matter of perhaps, you know, being patient to see how things play out. Patient to, I'm hearing, watch, give time for the seeds to sprout, almost like. With the Page of Swords also on the bottom. You know, I feel like you're a person that loves learning new things, that you're really looking to expand your intellectual knowledge, and I think you're full of ideas, and you know, or perhaps for some of you it's an outside energy of you that, you know, it's almost kind of telling you, yay, don't give up, like, hey, let's keep going. You know, I feel like for some of you, this can even be an outside energy, one of these people from your team, from your friends, that is kind of like still optimist, right? Because it's showing, I feel like you're more like the Queen of Swords, and the Page is like a little bit more apprentice, student kind of energy. So perhaps there is a person that is kind of younger, less experienced than you, kind of like still believing in this, whatever this project was. Or perhaps that's how you started, with this, you know, wow, a lot of energy and very optimistic about it, with this curiosity about this project and wanting to make things work. But perhaps along the way you started taking things a bit too serious, or perhaps you lost that kind of sense of community. Perhaps I'm hearing you forgot what you were doing, you forgot why you were doing this, or what you were doing this for. I'm hearing Spirit saying perhaps along the way you forgot why you actually started this project, what actually initially perhaps you had a different intention, and along the way you started to forget a little bit of what this was actually for. I hope it's making sense, group one, you know. I'm gonna get some more cards now. We're gonna see. So this is kind of your energy at the moment, okay? Group number one. I'm gonna put this here. 1 second. Okay. But you see, you're protected. Like I said in the beginning with the horseshoe, talking about endurance. Perhaps you had to endure, perhaps you had to be strong, right? You had to, perhaps you are very protective about something. So, interesting. So let's see. Right, we are going to have an idea of your energy. I'm feeling guided to get a quick oracle message for your energy. Almost, I don't know why, I'm just feeling guided to do so. Because I feel like there's more to this energy of yours. Okay, this wants to come. Wow, look, the Chariot, group 1. Look. Charge ahead with confidence. Stay strong and focused. Yeah, thank you, Spirit. Like I said, I do feel like perhaps this is not really completely gone. Even though you're kind of very frustrated. I feel like there is, like, perhaps you feel... Oh, wow, look, I love this. Look, horses, right? And horseshoe. I love this little synchronicities we get. Okay. It's interesting because stay strong and focused. Charge ahead with confidence. So perhaps this is like not completely gone, group 1. Okay? I felt guided to do that because I feel that deep inside you actually believed in this still. Or perhaps you want to continue. You still want to move forward despite of this. Okay? But right now your energy might be of worrying too much. You know, like perhaps you have to kind of go back to enjoying what you're doing this for, enjoying your community, enjoying your team of friends that are helping you, or your team of your co-workers. And you know, I feel like your energy right now is a one that perhaps needs a little bit of more trust, you know. So Spirit's just telling you, you know, this still has a lot of potential, group 1. Work together with your mates, work with your team, work with your friends, or whoever, whatever it means to you. You will know what resonates to you. Yeah, confirmation, look. Right? Work with your friends and with the rest of your team. And like, again, this is coming strong again. Like, remember why you actually started this in the first place. Okay? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna leave it here. Okay, because I feel like you still believe in it. And I'm glad you do. Okay, because I also felt like some sort of still potential. Once you turn this 7 of Pentacles in reverse to the upright, it's gonna go great. You see, once you start being patient to see, you know, your effort paying out, you know. Okay, group 1. And all right, now let's see. You know, the main idea is like for us to always align with our higher self, right? The more aligned we are, the more authentic to ourselves we are, the closer we are to God, to Source, and whatever you believe in. And also easier to make choices, to get clarity and all of that. Okay, so let's see what can be a challenge for you. What might block you from aligning with your higher self or with your higher purpose in the upcoming year. Okay, so what could be possible blockages or challenges for group 1 that might prevent them. I wasn't quite ready, but you wanted to come. That might prevent them from aligning with their higher self, with their purpose. One more to confirm, Spirit. Blockages, challenges. Wow, okay. And look at that. As blockages and challenges, the Lovers. Those are really good cards. Like really positive. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Swords. Look, that sword energy again. I think that I'm getting guided to say that I think for some of you, that sometimes being too strict or too logical sometimes might get in the way of relationships. Okay, sometimes we have to to try to tap in a bit more in the cups energy, like not be afraid of being a bit more vulnerable, okay? Perhaps, you know, like overflowing ideas and you know, wanting to thrive for success. That's great. I feel like this group is really intellectual as well. It is in the pursuit of that. That's not gonna resonate to everybody, but yeah, for some of you, I do feel like perhaps too much of that energy. I'm hearing Capricorn. I'm hearing Virgo. Virgo, Capricorn. Huh. Wait a second, guys. What is it, Spirit? Felt like something wanted to come through here. I'm hearing when you're going too fast. Okay, Spirit. Okay, when you're going too fast, you might not be able to enjoy the view. Okay, what is this? Okay, so I'm getting like this person, like perhaps way too, you know, when you go on a trip, on a road trip, but you know, you kind of enjoy the view while you go, and you stop in the way, take pictures, all that. I'm getting a person that's like so worried about like getting there, that is not even enjoying like all this beauty around them while they go like around the way. So yes, where we're gonna go, it's very important to know where we're gonna go, where you want to go, and I feel like you kind of have that a bit already defined. You know where you're going, like you have this goals, right? But that you still can enjoy the process of getting there, because the moment you start enjoying the process of getting there, you're not going to be so worried about, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Like, you know, like the from Shrek, I'm getting that, like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? You're just going to enjoy. And then suddenly one day, you, boom, you got there. Okay? That's for somebody. Now for your challenge, those cards are really good cards. And I feel like perhaps your challenge is... for those cards to be in your challenge, like your possible blockages that could perhaps delay your alignment with your higher self, with your purpose, that can actually, it goes very hand in hand with what I just said. Perhaps your challenge is to enjoy all of those beautiful things we're going to talk about. But one thing I noticed very interesting, we got this card for you, right? I decided to get, and it's the Chariot. And it's number 6 here. The Chariot in the Tarot is number 7. But the number 6 in the Tarot is the Lovers. So look, number 6 here again. And we got the Lovers in your challenge, right? I found that that caught my attention. Okay. For your challenge, the Lovers, they, of course, they represent love and healthy boundaries in a relationship. They represent soulmates. But it also represents duality, okay? It also represents choices. So the Lovers also represent, harmony. And for that being in your challenge, I do believe that this could be a challenge for you to tap in that energy of harmony with finding that balance, right? For example, here, perhaps this project that you started and that now you kind of feeling frustrated with the results, and maybe even frustrated with the people you're working with, right? Perhaps, and once again hearing that, I know it's being repetitive, but once again hearing you forgot why you actually started this in the first place. Perhaps when you started, like there was like this this idea of like working together, teaming, like finding joy to work together, and perhaps that's kind of got away. And you know, so perhaps like this, especially having the Lovers in your challenge and also the High Priestess, right? Two major arcanas here. You didn't get any major arcanas in your energy reading here, which is good because it kind of means that I feel like you're in this transition process, not just transition from the year 2024 to 2025. I do feel like you are in a transitory moment of your life, which is good because this is all possible to change, right? This is just a current energy. This is just you know, something that you can easily get out of. You can change that. You can go back to your essence. But in your as your challenge for this upcoming year, in aligning with your higher self, I do. And so, okay, I'm hearing, because you know, Seven of Swords also means loss of faith, and the High Priestess here with your challenge could be that your challenge is to have more faith. Group number one, I do believe that you believe in something, that you are spiritual somehow, because otherwise you wouldn't be watching this reading online. But perhaps a level of surrender, a level of trust in your intuition, in your inner guidance. Perhaps your challenge is to actually connect with your higher self, right? Connect with Source. To see the abundance actually around. You see, you also have the Nine of Pentacles here in your challenge. You have the Two of Cups in the challenge as well, which is like, for me, one of the most beautiful cards in the tarot. Is the purest form of love and sharing, and you know, finding a person that, you know, give you the same amount as you give them, like that balance. And another two, also harmony. Look, the High Priestess also has two pillars, right? Feminine, masculine. Also talks about, it's also number two, and two talks about a lot about harmony, about balance, and there might be lacking. And then again, the Lovers, even though it's not number two, it does talks about duality, also harmonic relationships. So for that being in your challenge, in what ways, right, the challenges that might block you from aligning with your higher self or your purpose might actually be finding harmony in your relationships. And I'm also hearing with yourself, because the Nine of Pentacles is like this abundant energy, right? Is feeling so grateful for everything that you have, is finally feeling like, you know, life is good. I'm so blessed. And perhaps for some of you, like, I'm getting quite strong for some of you. It's not going to resonate to everybody, but if you are in a partnership, perhaps a challenge might be for you to find the balance in that relationship of yours. Perhaps you do struggle with trust in others, with trust in your intuition. But also, like, why did I say intuition? That was not what I was meant to say, but okay. I was going to say trust other people. Like, I do believe that perhaps this group has a little bit of high expectations, I'm hearing, when it comes to others. And that's okay. It's important to have high standards. But sometimes expectations can be a bit different, because it's your expectations, right? Are they promising that for you? Are they saying that? Like, or are you just putting expectations on others without even letting them know what you want? And just sometimes we tend to do that, and just like assuming that they will fulfill those. And we think that we have that kind of implied, and you know, that you know, it's just part of being in this human experience. That's not coming from judgment, group one. That's something we all do. Okay, we do sometimes can be in that energy of expecting people to know what we want without us telling them. And perhaps you do struggle with the communication when it comes to what you want or what you expect from a situation. Okay. So that, yeah, as your challenge, I do believe that is quite two very heavy things here, which is about connecting with others, sharing, trusting others, trusting that, you know, you can connect, you can have harmonic relationships. And then for another part is a lot also with yourself, aligning with your higher self, feeling more, also like by feeling more grateful, by what is it, spirit, by what's the word, spirit, materializing, yeah. Oh, okay, materializing your gratefulness. I think that like speaking out loud perhaps, or like writing things about being grateful, that would help you, I'm hearing, align to this as well. But yeah, okay. As your challenge, I do feel like there is relationships there, or perhaps even having an harmony in your relationships, because we have the Lovers and the Two of Cups here. Like that's a lot, like very heavy soulmates energy here. Now, Two of Cups also talks about friendships, but with the Lovers and the Two of Cups, I do feel like it's kind of very heavy, romantic as well here for some of you. Perhaps your challenge might be trusting your intuition a bit more when it comes to your romantic relationships. Perhaps like a feeling, sometimes, fear can block us from really entering that beautiful energy, right? Of having that connected hearts and joy, union. Can even represent marriage sometimes, but this is your challenge here. That might be something that you struggle with being vulnerable and accepting that love, accepting others to give you that abundance and in love, right? Fascinating. Let's get the guidance to overcome this. Okay, so perhaps we can know a bit more along the way about your challenge, because let's see what's the guidance here, spirit. So what's the guidance for group 1 to overcome these challenges? The need for harmony in their relationships and with themselves. So, spirit, what's the guidance? What's the advice on how to overcome? Thank you. Okay, fell like this. I feel like I need a couple more, maybe one or two more. Okay, thank you. Planning the future. Interesting, on the bottom of the deck. Okay, let's see. So this one came first. The Empress. Okay. This is coming as guidance. And the bottom of the deck, another 2. 2, 2, 2. 2, 2, 2. Might be a number for you. A lot of 2. A lot of need for harmony. In the bottom of the deck, this one talks about planning the future, new beginnings as well, perhaps planning a change. As your guidance, the Empress. Another major arcana for you, group number 1. You have beautiful cards here as well. Okay. There's also 3, 3, 3. 3, 3, and 3. The Empress is like this divine feminine energy. Talks about fertility, creativity, right? It has like that mother nurturing energy to it. Can also be, well, also obviously abundance, but can also talk about sensuality, And for some of you, because we have all this romantic, very intense cards here, is the Lovers, the Two of Cups. I do feel like that could be, for a lot of you actually, might be perhaps time, perhaps if you're considering conceiving or having a baby. Could also mean the guidance that might happen, like perhaps you should stop being scared of it. I'm getting that for some of you. That's very specific, that perhaps for some of you in the past there was like this, didn't feel secure enough to be a mother or father, and okay, this is specific. Just getting that message for someone. But can talk about empathy, unconditional love, right? And it also represents a lot of the times, the alignment of mind, body, and soul. And which is interesting because we were talking about the challenge in aligning with your higher self, right? So with the Empress here as your guidance, perhaps you have to tap in that more creative, nurturing as well. I'm hearing spirit of the Empress, okay? So spirit is telling you to, and with the Trickster card here, like with the Seven of Swords, another seven as well. Look, two cards that is kind of talks a little bit about mistrust. This can be like a trickster energy, sometimes can be about an outside energy, but can also be, in this case, I'm feeling that it's more like overcoming perhaps that energy. Take what you need. I'm hearing drop the swords. Yeah, I'm hearing like that, drop the swords. Like, and we saw Queen of Swords here. Seven, the Nine of Swords. I'm hearing drop the swords. And although this card talks about, a possible betrayal that perhaps you have to overcome. Perhaps, yeah, sometimes, perhaps in this whole situation here, with this project, with this group of people, perhaps there was some level of betrayal that now is keeping you kind of guarded, right? But I'm hearing drop that. There's still room for birthing something beautiful here. The guidance is for you to tap in that nurturing energy. I'm also hearing perhaps understanding why people did what they do. Perhaps trying to, because this card can also talks about the universe being witness to everything that we do, right? Talks about taking just what we need, being resourceful, and if we act right, the universe is watching. With this card being here as guidance, I do feel like perhaps you need to take what you need in order to, you have resources, but perhaps also kind of stop being so defensive when it comes, again, like perhaps trusting people a bit more, giving them the benefit of the doubt. Perhaps, okay, thank you, Spirit. This card has like this almost like, is a card that is very open to interpretation. This card sometimes is one of the cards that for me, it can mean so much. It can be a person, outside energy, being a trickster, trying to take what's yours, or like, acting in a way that is kind of not cool, betrayal, robbery. But it can also talk about being resourceful, right? I'm going to take those swords, I'm going to do something with them, I'm going to take it, I'm going to use for something good or for whatever. Sometimes can be being a bit sneaky, yeah, could be. But also talks about, the universe being witness to what you do and your intention, right? So it's a card that can have a good and a shadow and a light aspect to it. And I do feel like this card is right now telling me for you to give the benefit of the doubt to people. Perhaps you did go through some things that, didn't let you made it hard for you to trust. And I do feel that even from your challenge here, right? You might struggle with trusting others. You might have become a bit more resilient. You had to be strong. Also, again, also mentioning the horseshoe, endurance, and this card is exactly that, endurance. So perhaps yes, but I'm feeling like drop that. It's time to be a bit more free, a bit more nurturing of others and yourself. I feel like getting one more, but you know, with the two, oh, another two. Look, yeah, two. Well, it was the one, right? It was already, oh, I'm seeing things. Okay, so duality. There's a lot of two, like a call for this. I think I already mentioned that before, but this talks about planning the future, right? And interesting enough that he has like this globe in his hand, and the Empress a lot of the times also talks about like some inside, like she's usually pregnant, right, giving birth to something. And I do feel like you have to be a bit more nurturing, a bit more loving, give people the benefit of the doubt. You know, perhaps tapping in your divine feminine energy. Even if you're a man, we all have feminine and masculine. Perhaps you're too much in your masculine. You know, there is this empathy. The Empress is a lot about empathy for others, and I'm also hearing that you should have for yourself. Okay. I feel like just perhaps getting one more for your guidance to overcome this. The moment you become a bit, yeah, well, okay, I'm hearing that I don't need, okay, sorry, okay, King of Pentacles on the bottom, like, wow, so much abundance in this energy, and for your guidance. Perhaps like really feeling how abundant you actually are. I'm feeling like I don't need another card, but I do feel like saying that this will help you overcome, becoming softer, becoming more nurturing of you and others. Because when you are kind to yourself, when you drop the swords, I keep hearing, when you, you know, when you start trusting yourself, you also start trusting others. When you start trusting your intuition that perhaps you don't yet. Perhaps, you know, you get too much in your head. There is some swords energy. There's quite a lot of swords being in your head, perhaps too much, you know, and tapping the energy of more like embracing love, connection with others, your intuition. So only by embodying the Empress spirit, that her energy, which is nurturing, the mother, right? Motherhood. So the moment you become a bit more nurturing, you will be able to do this, to have healthier relationships with the ones you love, with relationships, love like romantic ones, and also like friendships and all kinds of relationships, right? When it comes to work, for a lot of you, I'm also could be marriage. Okay, all right. Let's see what's unfolding. Let's get some final messages for group number 1, Spirit. What's unfolding for them in this year of 2025? What can they expect? What's unfolding for group number 1? Or I'm hearing, how are they growing? But what's unfolding? What's on the cards for? Wow, look, oh, like, oh wow, yeah, thank you. This 2025 is gonna be a year for you to learn about the beauty of balance, group 1. The beauty of finally, I do feel like perhaps you're already kind of trying, but 2025, what's unfolding for you is this beautiful angel of temperance. And also look, you know, you're gonna learn, you're gonna have lessons probably, but also you're gonna have the opportunity to learn how to fill your cup and give to others, and have that beautiful balance between giving and receiving, being earthly and grounded, but also being in touch with your emotions and the subconscious, right? The water representing the subconscious. There's the sun on the back. Enlightenment, I'm hearing. The Trinity here. Mind, body, soul. Wow, there is definitely a call for your, well, look, the Emperor, on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, like you're still gonna be this, I'm hearing this badass boss for some of you. You're still gonna have that, you know, that mind. Look, the Chariot, that's success. Look, Wheel of Fortune. Wow, group 1. Wow. 3 major arcanas here. Luck is on your side. Also the horseshoe, right? It is luck. The moment you get into that balance, there is so much harmony coming your way, but you're still gonna be that leader that you are. I'm getting Aries. Perhaps you have like this is an Aries card, like represents Aries, but not just because of that. I'm getting that perhaps you are an Aries, but you don't have to be. Also Gemini, I'm hearing a person that is I'm getting like strong Gemini energy, especially with the Lovers. And you know, I'm also like getting that you're still gonna be a strong leader, being softer, being more nurturing. Group 1 doesn't make you less of a leader. I think you will just find the balance of how to be a better leader. You know, like perhaps that's why you were working with these people, like to achieve something, but you just became frustrated. But just being nurturing, being kind, and being okay with the I'm hearing a person that sometimes they don't like to show that side because you're perhaps afraid of that people are not going to respect you. But no, I'm telling you, the people when I worked with people that were so kind and like at the same time a good leader, but they had the empathy, were the people I respected the most when I was still working for others, you know? I want to get one more spirit for what's unfolding for group 1 with the Temperance. Thank you. Look, oh, for some of you it is marriage again. I'm getting that strong. Look, bottom of the deck, 8 of Swords. Oh, I feel like you're gonna finish that. You're gonna complete that. Look, 8 of Swords and the World. You're gonna be able to get out of that. Look, on more Swords energy of that, you know, being imprisoned by your own mind in a way. That's ending. Completion. In this year, you might be able to actually get out of that. Get out of this situation, right? Get out of this mentality of like Swords. Get out of this always thinking that people are out to get you. I feel like you might be a person that really struggles like trusting others, and you might be even sometimes a little bit, not going to say paranoid, but a bit too untrusting people. Like you don't trust at all. And I do feel like this is mostly in your mind because, of course, perhaps you've been through things that really made you very skeptical about others. But I think that this is going to, the moment you get into that balance, you're gonna complete that. And beautifully, I also, the Hierophant can also represent spiritual leadership, right? It also represents leadership. And perhaps, look at what's unfolding, you're gonna be a much more balanced leader. A leader that is respected, a leader that is loved, right? With the Temperance, with the Hierophant, wow. You will, be serving as a guide to people. And this awakening that you experience and that you will experience, people will see how much you changed. And this could even trigger others to be like, wow, look at group 1. They're so much like, they're different. You're going to change your leadership style. You might get new training too. You might kind of step up in your field or whatever you do, your business. For some of you. But I also feel like there might be some lessons coming your way that will help you get into that energy of Temperance. Perhaps you will find yourself, you know, in lessons that you will have to give your trust, that you have to give and receive, like not just take what, you know, without giving. Like sometimes we expect love and kindness and all of that, but sometimes we're not really we don't realize that, but we're not putting that out there to others, right? I know, like when I was younger, sometimes I had that feeling of sometimes like, oh, I want this, I want to be loved, but was I doing it the same? Was I being loving and kind, like to the people I wanted them to love me? But you know what I mean, kind of. So I think that you have some lessons, perhaps you will learn more. I think that I'm also getting that for a lot of you, you will also get a lot more knowledge in the spirituality that will help you grow. I'm feeling almost like you will want to get into that spiritual leadership as well. For some of you, I'm actually seeing perhaps you opening some kind of yoga studio or meditation course, something like that, that perhaps you will feel guided to help others. The moment that you start putting that harmony in your own life, you feel kind of inspired to do that to others, to help others achieve that too. For a lot of you, if you already think about that, perhaps I'm hearing also for some of you writing a book about this. Okay, not for everybody, but yeah, wow. That's a beautiful energy for you, group number 1. Okay, so Happy New Year, and I hope you liked this message. If it resonated, please let me know in the comments. That means a lot to me. There was a bit of a long message for you here, but I feel like I had to say I'm just the messenger. So if you resonated, let me know in the comments. And also subscribe. This channel is quite new and it's still growing. And every help is very welcome and means a lot to me. So thank you so much, Group 1. Bye-bye. Happy New Year. Hello, group number 2. How are you? Thank you for being here. If you chose card number 2, right? You have the 6 of Cups there, all right? And also the this Irish charm, like the 4-leaf clover. And let me start by telling you that, group 2. I do feel like this energy with the 4-leaf clover. I do feel like you're a rare one, in a way. I feel like this rarity, because the 4-leaf clover is something very rare to find. It represents good luck when somebody finds it, right? Because it's not a normal the clover. It's not, you know, it's like a mutation almost. It's like something that is not natural in a way. You know, it's not how it is supposed to look. So I do feel like this very heavy sense of you being kind of a rare soul in a way, or you having some sort of very rare connection to something, perhaps source, perhaps a person, perhaps, okay. And yeah, I'm getting that. Perhaps for some of you, you're very attracted to the Celtic and Druids energy or history. I'm getting that for some of you might be kind of a witch, like a witchy vibe I'm getting from somebody as well. Yeah, a person that is a little, perhaps I'm getting a little bit like, yeah, that you feel like you're very, perhaps that's not going to be for everybody. This is just confirmation for someone. May not resonate, but it doesn't mean that it's not for you. But I'm feeling like perhaps you're very attracted to like old, like history, old towns, old places, or architecture, very historical sites. You know, I'm hearing Shakespeare. Perhaps you really like reading Shakespeare, or you just like that era. That, you know, I'm getting that from a person. All right, I can relate to group 2. I'm also kind of attracted to that, and it's yeah, for some reason. Okay, and we have the 6 of Cups here, so I do feel like we might be talking about something from the past here. Okay, perhaps I don't know yet where this reading is gonna be, and I'm not gonna try to find out yet. I'm gonna see what Spirit's gonna give me, because I'm now I felt guided to get the cards, everything from the view, and on the video. And the group one, I thought it was gonna go on a direction, and it was completely different. So yeah, so let's start. We're gonna ask, first we're gonna get your current energy right now in this end of 2024. If you're watching this in another year, and it's not the end of the year, right? Whatever, this is the timeless reading, okay? There might, if you got to this video, there might be a message for you, even if this is not like 2024 2025 transition. Okay, I'm feeling guided to say that. So first we're gonna get a kind of your current energy, where you are right now, spiritually or energetic, after this year, after the lessons of this year. So you know how far you've come in 2024. So I want to get kind of your overall, I don't know, no, it wasn't. I want to get your overall energy for group number 2. Spirit, give us some cards for group number 2, their current energy, where they are right now. So I feel like there's a lot wanting to come. Thank you. Wow. No, it's not reverse. I was just shuffling the reverse. Okay. It was upright. So, but I feel like there might be some shadow aspect of each that I might have to explore. And then we have King of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Creative, passionate king. Benevolent. Very creative energy I'm getting. Yeah, I'm getting like an entrepreneurial vibe from you, like you might be an entrepreneur. If you're not, that's okay. But with this being in the bottom of the deck as your current energy, or you might be an entrepreneur. Perhaps you perhaps just having ideas of things that perhaps you want to do for 2025. Perhaps you're planning to start a business, for example, or creating something visionary. You know, you got that. I'm getting Aries, Leo. I like fire energy, Sagittarius. I'm hearing perhaps planning a trip. And I do feel like you're a natural leader. Okay, a natural kind of a leadership comes very natural, but also soft to you. And then we got Magician. Look at that. Wow. This year may have been quite interesting for you. Perhaps you were able to manifest some things that you planned, or you are manifesting it. Perhaps I feel like you just started to get to start see perhaps fruits of the seeds you planted. I feel like you're very resourceful, group 2. Very resourceful. I'm getting a vibe from you that you're the kind of person that, what is it? It's a person that makes something out of nothing. Exactly that. I'm getting that from you. It's a person that, wow, I want to make a nice dinner or something, but I didn't shop. I didn't go to the grocery stores. But you're the kind of person that was, if you don't cook, it's just an example, okay? But I'm seeing a person that will get whatever they have and they would turn into this beautiful dish. But this is kind of metaphorically. It's a metaphor, because I'm just feeling like you're a very resourceful person. Exactly that. You make something out of nothing. I'm getting that from you. Perhaps you were able to use some resources, like perhaps you started something very small. That's for some of you. You started something quite small, and perhaps you're starting to kind of be able to grasp some of the results from this. But I'm getting for this group, really, very strongly, that you were like very good at, you know, working with what you have. Very nice. I feel like I want to get a bit more, especially with this King of Wands on the bottom. Yeah, creative. Let's get a bit more. Thank you. Wow. Okay, it's on the side. Look. Wow. 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 Knight of one. Look, I'm telling you. I'm getting that fire from this group. Not, you don't have to be a fire sign, but you also have fire in your chart. We all have fire in your chart. Even if you're not a fire sign, you probably have, like, I'm hearing your Saturn, Mars, fire signs. And I'm getting that from you, like, quite. Look, fire. Look, Aries card, the Emperor as well. And look, you can also be a very generous person. Yeah, I'm getting this kind of very nice vibe from you. Um, that you're very resourceful, and look, that you even help others. And you have, like, look again, the Emperor, that leadership, right? Again, yeah, and Knight of Wands as well. We had the King before, right? And now I have the I feel like you're very charismatic, group number 2. The Knight of Wands can represent a lot of charisma, passion, a very kind of spontaneous, free spirit. And I was getting kind of free spirit from this card, but I didn't want to give a lot away. I was like, perhaps no, because group number 1, I thought something, and the spirit was like, took it to a different road. But I got a lot of free spirited from this card, because she's kind of there. She's just, she just decided to go for a swim in the canal, like with her clothes on, Is she wearing clothes? Maybe not, But she just decided to go for a swim in the canal. Maybe you're from Amsterdam, or I'm okay. I'm seeing kind of like perhaps even Paris, like Lucine, something like that. But yeah, I'm getting like strong vibes from like the Netherlands. I don't know, for some reason. Maybe you are, or Vienna? I don't know. You're somewhere in Europe. Perhaps you're from there. You don't have to be. I'm just feeling guided to confirm that for somebody. And look, I'm getting that again from here. Before it was I didn't want to say right away that I felt that spontaneous energy from you, kind of free spirited. And here it is, Knight of Wands, which talks about that, right? Enthusiasm, like a person that is quite of adventurous even. I feel like you might be like a traveler as well. You might be quite adventurous. And I love that. I love that energy. And then look, we got the star. It didn't fall like this or reverse. It kind of was on the side. So I kind of decided to leave like this, because perhaps you're embodying that right now. Perhaps your current energy is becoming that star. And I love that for your current energy. We have these 2 major arcanas that are beautiful, right? We have the Magician right now. It's almost like I'm hearing like your 2024 wrap up, like you were able to do something great there. Like I said, resourceful, with passion, adventure. Perhaps I'm hearing that some of you, perhaps not really anything financial, but you did get to travel, for example, right? Perhaps you made that trip that you always wanted. And during this trip you made friends along the way, or you were able to kind of start a little doing something and selling. For example, I'm getting a person doing jewelry and selling to people along this trip, and they were able to get some money out of it. Or for example, you were writing about it, blogging about it, and that was also kind of giving you some revenue. Okay, I'm getting that from you. And with the 6 of Cups, right, it talks a lot about trusting others as well, because you see she's quite chill here. There is a man saying hello. She's like, hey, hi, yeah. Even though she's kind of in a vulnerable position of being there and swimming, she's kind of showing some trust here, right? Perhaps it's somebody that she knows from a long time, from her past, right? 6 of Cups is nostalgia as well. Or perhaps she's just doing, I'm getting, perhaps she used to do this as a kid. She used to just go jump and swim in the canal, and she decided to do that again, like a nostalgic vibe. I'm getting that. So perhaps for some of you, perhaps you even were able to travel to somewhere that you've been in the past, and perhaps you were able to go back there again, and you felt this great energy. You connected to other people. And yeah, again, I'm getting that thing of you being kind of rare I'm getting that from you, and you are. Like, I'm really enjoying your your energy so far. I'm laughing, like I'm smiling. Group 2, I'm really smiling here because it's so beautiful. It's kind of very exciting. And with the star here, wow, this is hope. You're so hopeful. And also the star, I can talk about healing after, like, some uh, not so great experiences. Can talk about, being able to come out stronger of a situation and still have hope. Get, for example, a person that got their heart broken so many times, but they were able to heal, and they still have hope in love, even though they never really had a great opportunity in love or never had a great outcome, but they're still hopeful. And the reason why I kept it like this is because I feel like this is kind of imminent. You're still embodying that star energy. You're still kind of healing, perhaps. You're still in the process of healing. But you know what's very interesting with the magician here, which can also talk about alchemy, right? About, like I said, using what you have, being resourceful. But for me, talks a lot about as well, like this alchemical process of experiences, how we can get things that happen to us and transform them, right, into something beautiful. Like, for example, a writer that gets inspired by something of some, like a bad experience or something that happened, but they turn it into something beautiful, and a book about resilience, for example, right? This is very strong alchemy, and I'm getting that from you with the star here. Especially, perhaps you're still kind of healing, perhaps you're still in the process of transforming that energy, but it's very imminent in you. It's growing, it's becoming stronger. You embodying that hope again. You becoming perhaps hopeful with what you are manifesting. Perhaps you're starting to see little little hints of success in this, whatever you're doing. Or perhaps you're just feeling so good about it, and you're restoring that hope. You're healing. You're restoring that faith. Perhaps you're like entering that energy of having your wishes, feeling like your wishes were granted. Perhaps you're starting to see opportunities, coming from whatever it is that you were doing, whatever it is that you're putting all your passion, your creativity on. Perhaps you're feeling like you are on the right path as well. Perhaps you feel inspired, so that's what the star talks about. But I felt like putting this on the side because I feel like you're kind of still embodying that, and you will, group 2, you will. This is very natural for you as the magician. I feel like you're the magician, right? You have natural talents. You're powerful manifester. You're resourceful. You're creative, right? So I'm really liking your energy so far. With the Four of Wands here, it talks about stability, right? Savings. So perhaps you're being able to save. I feel like either you're being able to save some money with what you're doing. You're starting to be able to have some stability with it. But I also feel like you're very generous because look, here it is. I saw this, right? That was the Knight of Wands, the Emperor. And the Six of Pentacles talks about generosity, about giving and receiving. And with the Four of Pentacles can also talk about generosity, right? So I do believe that you are a generous soul. I feel like for some of you, money is not even like something that that's not going to resonate to everybody. But I do feel for mostly this group, money was perhaps you never felt like it was a problem, or perhaps you were never too attached to it. That's not going to be for everybody, but I'm getting that for a lot of people. You were kind of person that always liked giving gifts and, buying experiences, I'm hearing. Instead of like actually buying stuff, you were the kind of person that prefers to have experiences like travel, for example, right? It also talks about feeling grateful, gratitude, helping others in times of need. That's why I think that you are very generous. It's also can be like about just being in flow with the universe, you know. So I do feel like you're just feeling grateful with what you have. You're sharing what you have. You share your resources. You're very hopeful. You don't feel like it's gonna you don't have that feeling that you have to worry. It's almost like you feel like I don't have to worry. Like I'm always taken care of. I'm always lucky, right? Exactly. Is that energy I'm getting from you? Like that you just feel lucky, which is rare. Maybe that's why I got that you're rare. Because nowadays it's rare to feel this way. It's rare to have this kind of energy, and it's wow, beautiful. I want to see. Okay, are there any challenges or things, anything that might block group number 2 from aligning to their highest self? And I do believe that you are already group 2. You have 2 major arcanas here. That's a beautiful energy. I do believe that you're quite aligning with your higher self already, but interesting that in the bottom of the deck there was the 3 of Swords. Perhaps there's still some. For some of you, there still might be some lingering heartbreak. Perhaps there's still a little need to heal a broken heart, I'm hearing. Okay, but I wasn't ready. So let's see if there is any challenges or any things that are still blocking group 2 from aligning with their higher self. Or are there any missing pieces for aligning with their higher self? Are they there already? I'm hearing. What might be any challenges in 2025 for group 2 to align with their higher self? Any challenges or blockages? Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Look, I cannot make that up. I use this is another deck. I got the 6 of Cups here. And 6 of Cups again on the bottom of the deck. I do feel, group 2, there is something about the past here. We got the Hermit on the side. I'm going to leave it like that for your challenge. I feel like bringing your energy here. Perhaps like here. Yeah. You can still see your energy, your beautiful energy. I feel like, okay, I'm gonna put those like so you have a little more room, okay? Already. Here we go. You're lucky. All right. So for your challenges, so it was on the side. I'm gonna keep it. Then we have 7 of Wands and 8 of Pentacles as your challenge. And then 6 of Cups on the bottom of the deck, which for me is like nostalgia, something about the past. And for me, it's getting my attention because that was the card that came for you, okay, for you to pick. For your challenge. Got the Hermit, that I didn't feel like leaving that upright or reverse. I felt like letting it be in the side as it came out, as it fell. The Hermit talks a lot about inner reflection, meditation, sometimes moments of isolation that we have to do to make like this soul searching. And I felt like one of the reasons why I kept it on the side is because I do feel like you already done that. I feel like you're already been through that in a way. I feel like this group might be a group that is quite aligned in a way. When it comes like to being, I mean, you're embodying the star energy that was also on the side. I forgot. You are the magician, right? So I do believe that you're quite attuned in a way with your higher self already. But perhaps there's still work to do. There's still work to be done. There is still some a need to find something, perhaps still there's something else, and in making me believe that perhaps the past is still haunting you in somehow. And there's still something perhaps about the past that still needs a bit more like reflection. Okay. You can talk about taking time from a busy life, to go into that period. So perhaps the challenge might be doing that, because I do feel like perhaps you're gonna be busy in 2025, because we have the Eight of Pentacles here. I do believe that you might get busy with something. Perhaps you're gonna learn new skills. Perhaps you're gonna start sharing what you already learned. I think that for a lot of you, you might start sharing your wisdom, everything that you learned on your path so far. So for a lot of you, group one had a little bit of that energy too, not a lot, but in the end, towards the end, I think that for somebody, but from this group, I'm getting quite perhaps a little bit more. Perhaps you want to share with others. You want to perhaps start studying a bit more about, manifesting, awakening, and perhaps that it might be a challenge for you to go in that self-reflection mode, to heal something that perhaps is still not complete. Thank you, Spirit. That's interesting, because the star, I felt like guided to leave it on the side as well. And the stars also talks about healing after some traumatic experience, or healing from past trauma as well, right? And then I put the Hermit in reverse, and I have 2 times the Six of Cups that talks about past. So perhaps that's why, because you're still healing. There's still something that you have to heal from the past. Okay, you will know what it is, perhaps. Okay, so this is coming as a challenge or block for you, because you might be resistant to it in a way. We have also the Seven of Wands here that talks about standing your ground, right? This wasn't where I was going, but I'm getting kind of feeling that for some of you, you might be resistant to go there, to kind of face this past wound that you might still have. Okay, it talks about defending yourself. It talks about perhaps feeling quite misunderstood, and a need to create boundaries, right? So perhaps for some of you, right, this might be a challenge, because perhaps this self-defense might come, in a way that will prevent you from healing what you have to heal about the past. For others of you, I do feel like you will be quite busy, and this could be a challenge. So to make you reflect, to make you go deeper, to make you go on a deeper state of meditation and self-reflection that you have to. So you might find difficulty. It might be hard to find time for that self-reflection. Okay, with the Eight of Pentacles there, that talks about learning new skills, working. Perhaps I'm seeing that perhaps for a lot of you, perhaps learning something new, right? Let me see what else I'm thinking. What is it, Spirit? Perhaps a lot of you will perhaps you'll be called. For some of you, I do feel like the challenge might be that you're gonna feel like you need to master some skill. Perhaps then you're gonna be guided. You're gonna feel like you need to put a bit more effort in your work, whatever it is that you're doing, right? With more patience, with more determination to get the fruits of it. But perhaps because you're kind of this free spirit, you're not gonna really feel so good. You're gonna kind of defend your ground, because for a lot of you, you might not want to do that. I'm getting that for somebody. And for most of you, I do feel like it's just that you're gonna be busy, okay? And this might not really give you much time, you know, to continue and going deeper, right? I feel with the past though, it's really really getting my attention so strongly. That it's something about the past that you still need to heal. One second, guys, one moment. For some of you, the challenge might even be perhaps defending your work a bit more. Defending your skills, or I'm hearing intellectual property. This is not going to be for everybody, but for some of you, perhaps something you're creating, perhaps you're going to have to defend it. Perhaps you're going to have to, I'm hearing copyright something, okay, to protect what you created, what you worked for. Perhaps, you know, something you were doing very lighthearted. A person might want to kind of get that idea from you. So might be advice for you to perhaps protect more of your, for some of you that might be a challenge that you might have with kind of protecting your work. For some of you, you're gonna have to be a bit more determined with your work. You're gonna, I feel like, yeah, you might be called perhaps to even share what you know. I feel like getting a bit more, but you know, I'm gonna leave this here. Yeah, I'm feeling guided to leave this. Look, the Page of Pentacles. Give me one more here, Spirit, for me to understand exactly what's the challenge here for group 2. What's the challenge? Wow, okay, look. Wheel of Fortune. Then, wow, there's more. Page of Cups. This was actually kind of in the front. Got the Wheel of Fortune, 6 of Swords, and the Devil. Here it is, Capricorn energy. Perhaps Capricorn in your life, or you are Capricorn. This also talks about leaving something from the past. I do feel like there is some karmic contract, okay, that you have to let go of, especially with the 6 of Cups twice in this reading. Now with the 6 of Swords, that also talks about, you know, leaving the past in the past. It might be a challenge for you to let this go for some reason. Something that happened in your past. It's going to resonate different for everyone. But I believe that for you, perhaps it was something that really had some sort of control over you. And it's karmic. But it's time to let it go, because you need to set yourself free from this. Okay? I think it's something that still haunts you. It's something that on a subconscious level still, we have the water here. I feel like this subconscious level still has quite of a control on you. And it's kind of affecting your overall luck, which you have a lot. But for this wheel to turn, right, you have to let this go. So this might be the challenge for you to align even more, because I do feel like you are, I feel like you're a very rare, beautiful soul, group 2. Like seriously, okay? But there is a way. There's still this blockage. There's still something, okay, Hermit, this that you did not process, okay, completely. And that still has a level of control in your. It's a cycle that perhaps you did not complete yet, and you have to. Okay, so this might be a challenge this year for you, because you need to close the cycle. You need to make this wheel turn. Okay, but perhaps you have to stop standing your ground when it comes to seeing the situation for what it is. Perhaps there's something, sometimes there's some things that we're like, okay, I did a lot of good. I don't have to go there. I don't have to think about this. I don't want to think about this, okay? I don't want to talk about it. Perhaps something regarding your work or education that happened in the past, even. Perhaps something regarding money from the past. Not getting a lot of energy of love here, but it could be with the Page of Cups here. Perhaps, the Empress, look. The World, look. Wow, complete, exactly. You have to complete this, group 2. With the Empress here, I'm getting that again, that it could be something when it comes to your creation. Perhaps the need to protect what you create, right? Your creativity, your intellectual property. But it might be about love with this page here. Perhaps there was a person that, in the past that just left this wound on you. And on a subconscious level, still has a control over your narrative. But look, the World, the Lovers, You're being invited to close that chapter, group 2, okay? But this coming in your a challenge, what might block you from aligning with your higher self. I do feel like there's gonna be, okay, some confrontation with the past that you might have to do, okay? Might be an addiction for some of you, okay? Might be some sort of self-indulgence habit that you have. Do you use recreational substances? Do you have an issue with, for example, drinking a bit too much or eating a bit too much? Or I'm hearing for some of you, even like too much working out. Weird. Okay. So could be also that, and this could just be results of this situation that you did not face yet, okay? So, but okay, Spirit, so, but how can they, okay, I wasn't ready. How can they overcome this, Spirit? What's the advice, the guidance for group number 2 to overcome this challenge? What do they have to do to be able to align, to overcome these challenges here presented? How do they... Thank you. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I get... Okay. Yeah, you're gonna have to let the... I'm hearing that song. Burn the house down. Like, how is it? Watch out. And then he is like... oh my god, I'm gonna remember. Wait, I'm gonna remember. Is it burning the house down? Looking at the future. Burning down the house. Watch out. I don't know why I cannot remember the lyrics, but I remember that part. Burning down the house. Okay, for some of you, it's like, not literally, please don't burn your house. But I'm hearing with that is like, I'm just gonna let this like burn and like, like come to pieces. Yeah, hi, my cat is like, yeah. You wanna say hi to group 2? Sometimes you just, like Adele as well, like, let it burn. You just have to let it burn and like, fall to pieces, turn to ashes, and start over. I'm not telling you, please don't set your house on fire. Okay, it's not like that. But, the Tower talks about this disruption that has to happen. Hey, sweetie, you want to come here? Yeah? You want to talk to group 2? My cat is like, yeah? So that might be like, this is coming as guidance to overcome this. And the only way for you to overcome this is to actually bring that down. Let that foundation was not solid to start with, group 2. You're gonna have to let that tower come down. those walls, right? That may cause disruption, that may cause a lot of change, that may completely change everything. Okay, that's true. Yes, sweetie, you want to say hi? Cat, the tarot reader. What are your insights to group 2? Okay, we're doing this reading. I know, I'm gonna have to go there now, okay? Oh, that's Lily. She's a guide for me as well. So that's interesting. She never, like, if you watched any of my videos before, she never comes, huh? So this actually may be something that either you're feeling in your intuition. Cats are known to be very intuitive. A spiritual animal as well. Perhaps you have a spirit guide that is kind of telling you that this has to come. But perhaps you're kind of like being very defensive, like, no, I don't want another tower moment. Because I feel like you did have some tower moments already in your life. You know, you did some healing already. But look, the healing is not really there yet. You're on this way to be the star, to embody all that hope. And maybe what is missing for you to find that healing after trauma, after all, is to face this tower moment that has to happen. I feel like you've been avoiding it. You've just been avoiding going to the past. You've just been avoiding look back, perhaps to this past wound, facing these demons of your past. But there is no other way to. Your guidance is to let that tower moment happen. What else is the guidance? What else can they, if they let this tower moment happen, I feel like it did. Oh, it's coming. Sorry, group 2 is coming. Is inevitable. It's coming. Okay, we got 8 of Wands here. It's coming, and I'm hearing it's coming one way or another. The guidance is that perhaps you just have to allow this, surrender to it, because you're going to have a better experience and it's going to just be faster, okay? It's like the moment you decide to go there and like face this past wounds, you will know what it is, okay, to resonate. I do feel like it's something very karmic. It's something that still has some control over you. It's something that makes you quite defensive. Perhaps something that is kind of already blocking your, and although you did quite a lot of healing, there is a part of you, and for a lot of you, this might be hidden. I'm hearing that for a lot of you, it might be something that you know there's still something missing that you don't know like what it is. You feel like you did a lot of healing, but there's still something that you cannot quite put your finger on. Not for a lot of you, I think you know what this is about, but some people might not know, and you will. Like, there is something that's gonna bring that to light in a way, this tower moment. So the guidance is that I'll let this happen. I don't know how it's going to be different for each of you. Perhaps it's just with shadow work. Perhaps it's confronting this energy, this past energy, or an aspect of yourself. Perhaps it's going back to a place from the past. Right? Let's see. What are we... I feel like getting one more for your guidance, though. What else, Spirit, for this tower moment? Let this tower moment happen. Let it burn. Like, again, right? Let it burn. Okay, did you or did you not? King of Wands in reverse. Wish fulfillment. Oh, look at that. 5 of Wands, conflict, competition. Ace of Cups. And the King of Wands in reverse. Wow. The King of Wands in reverse can be Can talk about being too ambitious, for example, right? Can be a call to be more compassionate, more like have more empathy. Can talk about ego, like a very I do feel like this is gonna help you with the ego death, right? Sometimes can talk about being too explosive, having like explosive emotions, right? Can talk about a person that doesn't have a lot of control over their emotions, and they can be unkind to others. So your guidance is perhaps to let this okay, what is it? Wow, okay, I'm getting, you let it burn. Yeah, okay, let it burning down the house. I feel like you have to feel that group too. That tower moment might bring you all of that, because I did feel like this is such a beautiful energy you have, right? Have quite a beautiful energy. Generosity I got from you, the star, magician, resourceful, right, and all of that. But there is something you have sometimes to allow yourself to feel the anger. This tower moment, as a guidance, is for you to allow that to happen. Allow those emotions to come. And since the King of Wands, right? Because remember that in the beginning of, oh, thank you for reminding me, Spirit. In the beginning of the reading, we had the King of Wands in the bottom of the deck as your current energy, right? And I said, wow, this benevolence, like this passionate, creative king. And here, as your guidance, it's coming on the reverse, which is really interesting for me. Because perhaps, even though your nature is very kind and all of that, is very creative, it's very solid, I'm hearing even. Even though your adventures, like your person, there is a need for you to allow that shadow aspect of you to come, to show up. Look, my dogs just barked. They are expressing whatever, right? Maybe anger, maybe like, don't get close to my house. You see? Maybe you have to bark. Maybe you're gonna have to allow yourself to bark, to bite. I'm hearing like, though not literally, but I think that this tower, this is gonna be an opportunity. It's guiding you. The guidance is for you to let that poor foundation come down. This tower was never built in the strong foundation to start with, but the only way for you, and it's inevitable. I always have issue with that word. It's coming, okay? But you can choose to surrender. Just let it come. Just surrender to it. Let it come. Let you face those shadows that might cause you to be explosive. It might cause you, for you to be impatient. Like it might cause you to feel completely out of balance of what you usually are. But that's necessary, right? The hermit modes, like the hermit mode that we go through, for example, it allows you, and I said there was something that perhaps you did not face completely, but this coming as your guidance is very powerful, group 2, because it's giving you like, you are entitled for this, for these emotions. You have to process them. You have to let these parts of you talk. And I'm not saying go there, yell in the face of others, like, no, perhaps this with yourself. Let those walls within yourself come down so you can see the shadow aspect of your personality, why it's there. Face the past. Okay, you will know what this is about. Can we know what this is about though? A Queen of Swords. Might be for some of you about mother. Some of you might be about a relationship. We're so curious. Success. Perhaps something about your past that made you really second guess yourself. What's unfolding for group 2, Spirit? Once they embrace this guidance, this opportunity for healing here, the past, what's unfolding for group 3 in 2025? Okay. Look, I'm gonna leave it on the side as well. Okay. It's a mess in this. The Queen of Wands. Oh, look. On the side. So you have an opportunity to be balanced here. Page of Wands on the back. Perhaps you're also gonna have like this explosion of ideas. This is gonna be so much. You're gonna unblock so much more creativity here. Perhaps your creativity has been kind of blocked. Perhaps you were not being able to really master your skills for some reason. And once you kind of unblock this, you're gonna be able to find that again. More, Spirit. What's unfolding here for group 2? What's unfolding for group 2? What's unfolding group 2 for 2025, Spirit? Thank you. Look, bottom of the deck. 10 of Cups. Happiness. The ultimate happy card. King of Pentacles. It was... I don't feel like it was reversed either. I'm gonna leave on the side. Wow, look at that. Bottom of the deck. It's 10 of Cups. That's happiness. That's joy. That's wish fulfillment. That's having your wishes granted. With the Queen of Wands, like what's unfolding for you is an opportunity to be creative, to be more determined, to be more confident in your whatever you're doing, whatever projects you have. Okay, it's an opportunity to have to be bold, to be able to express yourself, to be more authentic to who you are, helping others like you already do. You are already a generous person. It's like helping others to build your own, while you're building your own kingdom. Okay, and with the Knight of Pentacles here, it talks about hard work, achieving some material security, about safety, expansion. So what's unfolding for you is actually an opportunity to have a lot of stability here, of something that perhaps is being blocked, your creative process, right? Might be blocked right now due to whatever happened in the past that you're kind of still holding on. Guys, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happens. It stopped the recording, and yeah, so I continued talking, so I drew another card for you after the Queen of Wands, and it was the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so I don't know how much of that you heard yet. I'll check later. So what I was saying is that this is actually an opportunity here, okay, for you to build your kingdom. Continue to help others like you are very generous and all of that. Like what's unfolding for you is like this opportunity to build your kingdom, to have this happiness. Hi, sweetie. Yeah, Lily's here confirming. Look, there's opportunity for this joy and happiness, right? And the Knight of Pentacles like talks about hard work, talks about safety, stability. So there's an opportunity for something's unfolding for you in 2025 that is actually the opportunity for you to have stability through that creativity, through that passion that you have for something. So perhaps once you heal this past, you'll be more confident, because I do believe that perhaps whatever happened in the past kind of shook your confidence in your craft, in your skills. So this is an opportunity to overcome that. And the fact that it's kind of on the side, and I felt like guided to do that, it's because I want you to know that depends on you. This is already kind of on your energetic level as well. I believe that this is kind of already getting momentum. This is almost like imminent already. It's already there. Energetically, you're already there. Like I said, I do feel like you already did some work on yourself, okay? I do feel like perhaps this tower moment is even like coming very fast. And I feel like this is already on an energetic level. It's already happening to you. It's just a matter of you going here, letting that happen. Surrender to the tower. Surrender to your shadow to find out what it is, okay? And heal, because you already know how to do that. You're the magician. Don't be afraid to face that part of the past, because I do feel like, group 2, you're already like really attracting all this beautiful stability and abundance, that with something that only you know how to do, with something that you use for your resources. Maybe you're an artist, okay? Spirit is telling you that, look, what awaits for you is the 10 of Cups. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Okay, group 2, thank you so much. If you liked this reading, if you resonated, let me know in the comments. Comment and let me know what you think. And if you resonated, please subscribe and like this video, because it means a lot for the growth of this channel. It's very new. Okay, so thank you so much. Bye bye. Hello, group 3, how are you? Thank you for being here. So if you chose group 3, look, it's also card number 3 of the tarot. It's the Empress. And you chose the card of the Empress. And you chose the scissors. Look, so cute. All right. It's crazy. I'm noticing that the scissors, they also can look like, you know, like this, almost like a little crocodile or like a bird. Interesting. So group 3, we're going to be talking about, I'm going to get some guidance for you from your higher self for the upcoming year of 2025. Okay, you're going to see the challenge that might blocking you to align into your higher purpose, to your higher self, okay, and what's unfolding to you. For group 3, I got some messages here, like something perhaps about marriage. It's not going to be for everybody, and it doesn't mean that this reading is not for you if this is not on the cards for you, but it's just a message for someone, another person, whoever it is. Perhaps this could be significant of marriage in the upcoming year of 2025. Perhaps you engaged, perhaps you were expecting a proposal, I'm hearing. So this might come for you, okay? For other people, I'm also hearing like crafts, okay? Perhaps with the scissors, I do feel like there might be something because the Empress also talks about, you know, birthing ideas, creativity, right? The process of the birth of ideas, right? Materializing them. And perhaps there's something there that you're trying to birth, some sort of artistic, something artistic, like a project or something, an idea that you have, okay? And I also heard cutting ties and cutting bonds, okay, with people that perhaps are not aligned with you anymore. Okay, so these are a few things that I heard. If none of these resonates, it doesn't mean that this reading is not for you. This is just something that I got when I was meditating on this reading. Okay, what is very interesting for me about this card in this deck, it's the deck, the Vice Versa Tarot, okay, is that the Empress here is not pregnant. In most decks, the Empress is pregnant, right? She represents nurturing, motherhood. She represents the birth of ideas, you know, creativity. And in this one, she's not. So it's almost like you already gave birth to something. So perhaps it's already your baby in somehow, like whatever it is, your idea. And maybe for some of you, literally, perhaps you are mother. Perhaps you just gave birth. Perhaps you are expecting. So who knows, right? Okay. So we're going to be talking about we're gonna see. I didn't get cards to of your reading before. I felt guided to kind of do it with you on camera. All right, so we're gonna be doing that. First, we're gonna be. I want to check in with your energy. So we're gonna be like, Spirit. What is it? Like what you learned this year, perhaps where you are energetically right now, where you are spiritually right now, okay, in the end of 2024 for group number 3. Okay, so let's check the energy of group 3. What's their current energy, Spirit, right now for group 3? The Empress with the scissors. What's their current energy right now? Oh, okay, thank you. It's here. Give me a couple more, perhaps. Spirit, 1 or 2 more. What are they right now, energetically, group 3? What can you know about group 3? Thank you for allowing me to read for you, for sharing your energy with me. Too many. Oh, wow, you know, you're jumping like you're okay. You know, that's interesting because this one was when I was shuffling, it kind of I saw that, and I think it was at some point also on the bottom of the deck in your reading, and now it's here, and we got Ace of Swords on the bottom. What's going on here? Group 3. No, because you know, Page of Wands in reverse can talk about sometimes limiting beliefs. Group 3 can talk about, you know, sometimes a need to redirect your energy. Where are you putting your energy right now? Right? Where are you depositing your energy? Perhaps you're very eager for a new project, to a fresh start, to starting something new or a creative project, but you are kind of not feeling like you can do it. Perhaps not believing in yourself, or just being confronted by a lot of obstacles. And with the 5 of Swords here, I do believe that this could be the case. Perhaps a lot of competition. Perhaps something happened that you know you kind of were, you might have been defeated somehow in this situation, in this project, in this whatever is it that you're trying to do, and perhaps that left you a little bit insecure. Okay, and it's coming back to me with this, the Empress already gave birth in this card, right? So perhaps it was something that you indeed kind of try to make take off, or you want for it to take off. Okay, I want to get a bit more information. But no, with the 5 of Wands, the 5 of Swords, interesting 5 of Wands. Perhaps there's some inner conflict here as well. But I'm also getting, because this Page of Wands here also can be talking about limiting beliefs and like wanting to, it's almost like you're trying to get something to take off, but you just feel like perhaps there's being confronted with challenges. Perhaps these challenges could be like, perhaps this card can talk about an unfair advantage, right? Perhaps you feel like your little business or your little thing or your little YouTube channel, for example, like this channel is new, and I know that there are big channels out there, and I could, for example, say, oh, they have unfair advantage there. Or I could see it in a different frame. Like, hey, I can't wait to be up to their standard. I can't wait to be up to their number of subscribers or whatever, right? But it's almost like you're seeing this as an unfair advantage that others might have over this idea or whatever you're trying to do. And it calls you to kind of build your skills. It can be a card that talks about you being more confident, that you can win. And the interesting thing also about this card, that this card, for me, it's a bit ambiguous. Who are you here? Are you the one with the advantage, or are you the one that just kind of lost and gave up? I prefer to see it as the one with the advantage. But perhaps you don't feel like you do, because the Page of Wands here it's in reverse, right? So perhaps you can get that advantage as well. But it's almost like you feel like you don't. Okay. I want to get a bit more cards for you. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, with the Ace of Swords in the bottom of the deck, and King of Swords, look, a lot of swords energy here. Huh? Cutting things, huh? Boundaries. I'm sorry. I don't know why I did that. I do feel like there is this like new ideas. There is some clarity. There might have been like a light bulb moment. Some sort of awareness. With this in the bottom of the deck, I do feel like you are. You might be on the breakthrough of a new idea as well. Something like to kind of give you more, give your plan or whatever you're trying to do, because you know what this is about. Okay, we didn't get there yet, but perhaps what is this about, Spirit? Perhaps like a new job or like a business. But it's like, I think you might have some kind of a light bulb moment in regards to this, okay? Or you might have had it. Or perhaps there is some communication going on about this subject, right? Because this card is very positive. It can talk about a stroke of luck, right? Can talk about even consciousness, like assessing higher levels of consciousness. So I think that because this was on the bottom of the deck, I do believe that somehow perhaps this is just your current energy, but I feel like you do feel it, that this can be good for you. So let's get more cards. Whew. Let's get a bit more here, Spirit. I want to know a little bit more about this group 3 energy. It did or not? It kind of flipped, but really didn't. I feel like it's gonna fly again like the others. Your energy is like, there you go. Thank you. I feel like this kind of wants me to have a look on them. Just a look. Oh, look, the Star and Judgment. Wow. Big things, huh? Wow. The Star and Judgment. Judgment for something. In the past, perhaps? Or you might get judgment for something that happened to you. Interesting. Bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Wands. Look. Hard work here about something as well. It's some explosive energy that's coming perhaps very fast. You're probably very charismatic as well. I got this, I think, for group 2. That's their energy as well, like bottom of the deck. You might be like a person with a lot of charisma. So perhaps there's something for you in group 2. You're kind of pursuing your dreams. You have the courage, right? You kind of having inspiration. You are in this adventure, like you're not afraid to give this a go, right? But with the page here in the reverse, the page can be like a student kind of energy, kind of still not so experienced. But you have that passion, you have that, but perhaps it's like you're feeling like the Page. You're feeling perhaps insecure about this. And then we also got the Queen of Pentacles, and wow, this as your energy, this is great. Like, this is big. Like, this is a great energy to be at, right? It might be like the Queen of Pentacles has like this healer energy. You can be a working parent. You don't have to be. You can be like a single mother or single father. But I do get a feeling like the very self-made energy from you could be, especially here the Empress, like I get the motherhood quite strong. So perhaps you are indeed a mother, but you're still working, right? But it's also energy of financial abundance, strength in your family, in your community, that you're a person that people probably look up to. This is your energy, shows like a nurturing heart, that you're grounded, down to earth, and generous, like the Queens, right? Generous. So what's going on here? If this is your energy, because you have like this, and I do feel like for a lot of you, you probably already have some financial stability, right? You don't have to be, but I'm feeling like for most of this group, you're probably already kind of a person that is already very stable financially, and this was more like passion project for you. But for somehow, you're feeling like it's not good enough. That's okay. I do feel like getting a bit more. Oh my god, do I get it more? I'm still curious about your energy. What is this? I want to know what this is about. I want to clarify this. I want to know what this Page of Wands in reverse is about, and the Five of Swords. Magician. I'll leave this on the side like this. It felt like this, we stay this way. It did like for a reason. The Magician, look. Wow. Your energy is like you're a manifester. I think there is a message for you in group 2. Okay? They got the Magician as their energy. Okay? So there might be. Look. Your energy is like a resourceful person. Okay? You are a person that I feel like you even already manifested quite a bit of good things for yourself, and you know that. You might not have everything you want, like that you desire, but I do feel like you even feel grateful for what you do have, okay? I do feel like you already perhaps have, a lot of you might have the family, might have the career and all of that. Perhaps I'm hearing some of you might even be already retired, and you're just okay now, right? But there is something that you're trying to create, or something that you want to do, but you're just feeling quite protective, or not protective, but you're kind of feeling a little bit hurt, or almost like on guard, you know? Perhaps something didn't work in the past, perhaps like the competition. Let's say you're a painter and you like painting, but you keep looking at others people like they're painting, and wow, look, like they are so talented, they have so much knowledge, and they did all these things, and look, you know, and I don't, like it's not that good. I'm not that great at it. It's an example, right? And that it kind of might have made your self-esteem a little bit sensitive to what you were trying to create. And perhaps kind of also you might have been through a lot when it comes to this. Perhaps, I don't know, you will know what this is about, guys. Like, Spirit is not letting a lot away with whatever this is, like the project itself. But it might have been something that perhaps put you through some situations that kind of now leaves you a little bit guarded about it. Leaves you a little bit kind of waiting what's going to happen. Kind of like preparing yourself for almost like... it made you resilient in a way. It talks about resilience, this card, right? But also kind of on guard. It talks about determination, resilience, and it came right like on the side. And I do feel like this is kind of an energy that you have, but it's not there yet. Perhaps it's kind of, excuse me, is building up, you know? Perhaps you're giving this another go. Perhaps you're trying to give this the last chance. Perhaps you're trying to stay motivated with something in the face of everything that has happened that was difficult. Because this might have been difficult for you for some reason. And you're still trying to stay excited for it. You're still trying to find motivation. You're still trying to find determination, like standing there. But it's almost like, because it came on the side like that and I felt guided to leave it that way, it's almost like you're almost on the verge of perhaps giving up, and don't. Because look, bottom of the deck, perhaps you're almost there. On the shadow aspect of this card, because it is on the side, I feel like mentioning that if this card was on the reverse, it would mean a need to open up. It would mean that you're still holding on to old stories, to grudge, to past traumas, or to situations from the past. It would talk about a need to be more persistent, follow up with your things. And it could even mention being trapped on your own boundaries, things that you setting boundaries of how far you can go. And it can talk about giving up. But it came on the side, and I decided to keep it there because I feel like that maybe you are considering giving up, but don't. I'm feeling guided to say don't. Maybe it was difficult here. Something. I would love to know what this is about. I do feel like it's about some sort of artistic project or the lovers. Maybe okay. Yeah, could be a relationship for some. Yes, Caesar's like 2 parts, right? Huh. So perhaps for you, it would make sense. Perhaps you've been feeling that, this has been through so much already. Perhaps the situation, right? You're just feeling like very discouraged right now because of all the battles, or perhaps, all the turning tables I'm hearing. And that right now you're almost on the verge perhaps of giving up. Perhaps you do have a family with this person. Wow. What else? Victory. Yeah, look. Burdens, hardship. Yeah, perhaps this has become almost like a burden for you. But you're not giving up yet. Happiness. It still brings you some joy. Some sort of joy. Okay. All right. Okay. What else could this be? About love? Cups again. I do feel like there might be about a relationship here, guys. Or intellect. Strength. Sometimes I do that just to get okay, strength. Confirm the High Priestess again. Okay. I think that there is a part of this group that is going to be mostly for relationships, and another part that is something creative, or like a project, business idea. Okay. All right. So let's move on, because, I feel like You will know what this is about. You know what makes sense to you. So so this is your current energy, okay? Perhaps, you still feel quite abundant. You still know that you're still nurturing all of that. You still have that in you. But there is something here about the situation that is kind of making you give up almost. You're kind of tired. Okay. I didn't make the question. But this came, and it's 6 of Cups, and it talks about past energy. So this, perhaps a lot in the past, has kind of caused you to stay, like things that have been happening. Perhaps you were not seeing results, or from like all the work you were putting, like the hard work and like skills and like trying to learn new things. Or perhaps you just feel like you're not learning anything anymore. Perhaps you feel like you're not growing in this relationship, for example, right? But there is still like this emotional bond, this strong nostalgia linked to the situation. Perhaps something that you wanted to do long time ago, that you finally got the chance to do now. Okay. All right. So let's keep that there. Group 2 also had nostalgia there, like twice the 6 of Cups. So I do believe that they are quite intertwined. So let's see. What's the challenges here? What's the challenge for group number 3 that is blocking them, like that for 2025? What are the challenges here that are blocking them from aligning with their higher purpose, their higher self? Okay. 10 of Cups on the bottom of the deck in the challenge is kind of interesting. Perhaps you're failing to see a positive outcome from this, or perhaps the challenge might even to already see what you already got. Oh, yep, look. Perhaps not seeing opportunities because you're so focused on these other things. And then we have the Tower and the Lovers. There you go. The Tower and the Lovers. Wow, wow, wow. The shit is going down. I'm joking. I don't know why I said that. This group is kind of a like Uncle Jokes kind of vibe. I'm so sorry. The Tower and the Lovers. Oh my god. Group 3. It's an interesting challenge here. The Tower, can represent a sudden upheaval, right? Breaking down of illusions. A little bit of chaos might come because something that did not have a solid foundation, right, might come down. Like the Tower might indicate disruption. I know that sometimes it's a card that is very feared, but it doesn't have to be, because most things, growth, come from Tower moments, and perhaps you already had them like more than once. Okay, so it's like dismantling of structures or limiting beliefs, right? Perhaps you have this limiting belief about something, but it's also kind of letting everything that no longer serves you just burn to the ground. So as a challenge, you might suggest that aligning with your higher self here, okay, may require a complete transformation, group 3. Perhaps the challenge here is to let that happen. Let that transformation happen. Perhaps the challenge here is to let everything that did not have a solid foundation, just let it burn, and there might be the need to confront, unexpected changes, painful situations, yes, because, but the growth that comes from it. So this is in your challenge might be perhaps the need to go through those and not avoid it. You know, sometimes we just tend to kind of avoid those things happening, right? And we refuse to change. We refuse to embrace that call from transformation that can actually lead you to this beautiful energy here, happiness. Perhaps you're refusing transforming your relationship or the way you see relationships, because the lovers, yes, they may talk about soulmates and love, but they can also talk about harmony. They represent duality. Perhaps you need to transform the way you see relationships, or the way you see what is harmony for you. For a lot of you, I'm still getting married. You're married. There might be a situation here, or you just in a long-term relationship, for example. There might be something here with your relationship that's going on, and there's gonna be a big change here. That's gonna be a challenge for you, for this relationship. Might feel a little chaotic, a little unexpected, but you might have to confront some things about your relationship or this situation, right? As this in your challenge, there might be a need to make some significant decision. It might suggest a misalignment, perhaps, you know, things that really have to change in this relationship with others, and it could also be with an aspect of yourself if you're not in a relationship. Perhaps there's many things preventing, right, you to fully connect with your higher self that's coming from this relationship, and there is a need for things to change. And you know, the kind of change it's going to happen, it's going to be different from each person, but there is going to be changes that you're going to have to face. Because those two cards together can talk about disharmony, right? There might be a disruption there. And since we're talking about your spiritual growth, how you're aligning with your higher self, right? Perhaps it's a time for you to break from illusions in relationships, or even the way you see yourself. Something from the past, perhaps, that you still have to kind of let go of, but perhaps you're like with this energy of your present being about giving up, about this situation, like feeling perhaps defeated somehow. I do feel like there is perhaps some, as your challenge, I feel like there might come need to confront truths about a significant relationship for you, or with yourself. There's might be radical changes that you have to do when it comes to values. Because this might talk about really, because the tower representing also like a weak foundation, so there might be some need to kind of go deep, and like perhaps you're going to be confronted with, you know, how weak this foundation wasn't to begin with. I need to reassess, right, what's really important here. There might be a very emotional turbulence on the way to be part of the growth of the relationship, or just as individuals, right? There might be a need for courage. And this is like two major arcanas in your challenge, in your as something that can block you. I do feel like this is actually very part of your soul path here, blueprint kind of thing, you know, something that really has to happen with you in your journey. Aligning with your higher self sometimes require making like some bold decisions. Some might be feeling very torn with this when this time comes, okay? So I'm getting that this challenge might be to surrender to that, because sometimes we really want to hold on to things. So the challenge here might be reassessing your values, embracing the vulnerability that this moment is going to bring, and choosing integrity. Make a decision from a place of authenticity, making a choice that's going to be also for your best and for your highest good and the highest good of all, right? You might struggle with happiness, perhaps, because there are perhaps things that you still have to work, perhaps. Well, I was gonna even get more for this challenge, but I do feel like this already talks quite a bit, okay? The Tower and the Lovers together, wow, okay. I just want to ask Spirit, okay, but keeps coming. Oh, look, the Four of Wands here just turned. I think that for a lot of you, you are married, or perhaps there is, this is calling you to see, perhaps also to reevaluate, right? He's here, he's valuing like all the work he's put. The Seven of Pentacles talks about reflecting on the work you've done, right? Reflecting on your journey, the work you put on things. Perhaps there is a need for you to reflect on that relationship. Perhaps that's the challenge. Can you still reflect on that and manage to find beauty in that? What used to be good? Find the harmony again for some of you, and for others, just perhaps. And for others of you, okay, perhaps you're not in a relationship. I think that perhaps if you're not here, you might not be here. But let's say that you don't really have a relationship, but you're still here for some reason. There might be coming a lot of changes in the way you see relationships. That's gonna, this challenge is going to be actually changing everything that you know about love. Perhaps you have a completely different idea of what love is. Okay? Perhaps the idea you have of love is really outdated. And you have to break that in able to find your happy ending, your wish fulfillment. Because perhaps the idea you have of love is really outdated. And this tower, this moment that is happening, all this disruption is happening to make you see. It's coming to change everything that you thought you knew about how love should be. Okay? Because this is also coming as challenge here. Perhaps you really struggle to find harmony, to really put in the work in harmony. Perhaps that's what you want as your challenge. I feel like this is kind of what you want, but it's very hard for you to kind of perhaps see your value as well, like what you bring into this relationship, all the things that you contribute. So yeah, wow. So let's see, what spirits, what's the guidance for group 3? What's the guidance for them to overcome this? The guidance for them to overcome, okay. To overcome this. How can they overcome this tower moment? Like, how can they navigate this? How can they learn with this challenge? How can they overcome this challenge and get their wish fulfillment? the advice and guidance to overcome this blockages. Thank you. Wow. Kind of reverse. Kind of not. Wow, look at that. Wow, wow, wow. Look, bottom of the deck, 9 of Pentacles. You have to start feeling a bit more grateful. You have to see all the beauty around you, all the things that you are, all the things that you represent, all the abundance in your life and all around you in a way as well. Perhaps like having a more positive outcome, outlook in life in general. Well, but we have the 5 of Pentacles with the 2 of Swords in reverse. This coming as your guidance. It's weird, like the 5 of Pentacles talks about, you know, sometimes financial difficulty can be like that feeling of being left out in the cold, worrying about security, right? A change in the way your financial dynamics work. But it can also represent a chance to clear energy and blockages. This card can also talk about an opportunity to get to clear blockages that somehow are contributing for you to feel like that. I don't feel like this is what's coming. I just feel like this is, you have to heal that. Like your guidance is to get out of this. You have to make a choice as well to get out of this energy of being kind of feeling left out, right? In the cold, like feeling like you almost feeling like, oh, poor me, victim mentality in some parts, but also kind of like the guidance for you to clear those blockages. I'm just a messenger, guys, though. I'm sorry. It's coming from love, I promise. You know, it's this beautiful message because it's empowering. It's inviting you to get out of that, you know. This is your guidance. Perhaps there is a need to what is it, Spirit? One second. You know, the 2 of Swords, they can talk about crossroads, right? Making a difficult choice, which is very interesting because we got that perhaps your challenge here would be to actually make a choice, right? But in reverse can talk about a very difficult choice, right? Can talk about confusion to make a choice, some sort of almost like agony of not knowing what's going to happen. It's almost like you're in very, you're kind of feeling, it's almost like a very scary choice. And this coming as your guidance, perhaps is just like telling you that to have perhaps an extra caution there to make this decision. Okay, I need more cards. Because on the bottom we got this 9 of Pentacles, which is like a very abundant, but Spirit, clarify this. Give me a more, perhaps clarify 5 of Pentacles as the guidance here. Clarify this 5 of Pentacles with the 2 of, thank you, Swords. 8 of Cups in reverse. Well, look, bottom of the deck, the Star in reverse. Or no, not reverse, sorry, upright. Yeah, the Star talks about healing after something very difficult. Talks about renewed hope, finding hope again, feeling hopeful again. So this is your guidance as well. Part of your guidance is to, like the Star, to start finding hope again. I do believe that, okay, this is not going to resonate for everybody, but I do believe that the guidance here is to kind of not be scared of perhaps being left out in the cold. For some of you that you might be married, you might be really scared that this, for example, let's say you know that the right thing is to end this relationship. This tower is coming, for example, to end a relationship. You might feel quite scared of doing that because you might feel like you're gonna be left out in the cold, you know, in the separation, for example, of assets. It can happen. You might feel really scared. And that has come in another reading. In the beginning, like one of the very first videos, there was an energy that was quite scared of doing that. But this is coming as guidance, like, and the Eight of Cups in reverse. It's like you're walking away. Wait. Okay, this is guidance. For some of you, might be just that you have to be careful with the decisions you make. Okay, the guidance here is to be very careful with what you're gonna choose, because you might regret something. Let's say that you decide to walk away and you regret it. It might talk about fears that block you from doing something as well. And with this Two of Swords, that's kind of double that. You're really scared of doing something here and perhaps being this can talk about avoidance, right? It can talk about avoiding feeling kind of stuck in your own reality in reverse. I do believe that it's asking you to really consider. But with the star on the bottom, I do believe that the guidance is that there is possibility for healing here. The guidance perhaps is for you to be mindful. Make sure that, also telling you that maybe it's not going to be an easy decision for you, okay? I feel like I still need one more there. As guidance, it's weird. What are you trying to tell us, Spirit, about this guidance? Perhaps you do have to be very careful with what you're gonna choose to do. Whether it's staying or leaving, I'm hearing. For some of you, the choice might be actually staying. And the other choice might be actually leaving. Look, Magician again. Look again. Eight of Pentacles. The guidance here is to take charge, like act like a leader, and somehow like believe in your fire, believe in your success, that you have, yeah, almost like the way you're going to be able to make this decision is tapping into that energy that you have in your fire, in your creativity, in your, you have that leadership in you, But perhaps you kind of been keeping it, downplaying it a little. But you're gonna have to, perhaps the guidance is for you to tap in that energy of leadership, taking control of your life again, whether it is deciding to stay or to leave something, or to continue with something, right? I do believe that it's very hard for some of you. I do believe that it's an opportunity to completely change and leave something, and for others is actually to, what are you gonna choose, right? Yeah, Spirit's not giving a lot away. I just know that perhaps you did put some work into this, or there's still some, perhaps the guidance is still to kind of keep working on something. Betrayal. Wow, group 3. What's unfolding for group 3? I'm sorry, I'm kind of speechless because it's almost like it's not really giving much away. It's something that, you know, it's your free will in the end of the day, and you will know what this is about. But I do feel like a lot of you might have a lot of fear in making a specific decision. But it is actually an important decision, and the guidance is actually to, to actually meditate on it. Yeah, the guidance is to actually take your time to make this decision, because whatever it is. And what's unfolding for group 3? Oh, okay. Queen of Cups. What is unfolding? That's beautiful. Harmony as well. Like it's unfolding more like emotional maturity. Being in touch with your emotions, feeling more grounded, feeling more balanced. What else is unfolding? Judgment, enlightenment. Wow. That's a call for like a strong awakening, guys. I'm getting. This is going to be like strong awakening for some of you. Like an awakening, a time. Like all of this that's happening, like that's unfolding for you, is going to bring you like to this. It's going to be this awakening for you to become the Queen of Cups. Or even if you're a man, okay? For you to embody that. The Queen of Cups energy of being aligned, of feeling. What else? What's unfolding? One more, please. One more for group 3. What's unfolding? Yeah, letting go. Perhaps you're healing from this grief. You're gonna heal from this grief. I didn't feel like that was that. Okay. What's unfolding? Didn't feel like that was the card, guys. Sorry. What's unfolding? Thank you. King of Pentacles. For some of you, it might actually be a person that's unfolding. The Hermit, that might be coming some. What's unfolding for you might be an opportunity to self-reflect. So like I said, awakening, right? I got a really strong awakening, like spiritual enlightenment for a lot of you. Perhaps, you know, like more really expanding your consciousness, you know? Growth, like big time growth. And perhaps, you know, like even the end of some karmic lessons. Look, 9 of Pentacles, abundance. But the Hermit is also like what's unfolding might be an opportunity for you for self-reflection, for growth, healing. And the King of Pentacles for a lot of you might be another person, like a king energy, right? That will provide you stability. That's going to be what you need. That's going to have the energy that you're looking for. For some of you, this growth might happen, might actually happen both of you at the same time. And you know, you might just embody like different, instead of coming, you know, you might embody this queen and king energy and have a much more harmonious relationship, because the judgment is right in the middle here. I feel like this might happen with both of you. For some of you, might be a reconnection with somebody from the past. I'm getting like, I'm hearing a lot of twin flame journey kind of thing in my head. Although I do tend to be quite careful with this twin flame thing, because I think that sometimes we might, I do believe in it, but I do think that we also have a lot of more sometimes. It's quite easy to be misunderstood and sometimes taken for a fake twin flame or for catalyst relationships or even karmic relationships. So, but I'm hearing this, so I'm feeling guided to talk about it, because might be for some of you actually, you know, a reunion, growth, might be a reunion of twin flames for some of you. Wow, okay, group 3. There was a lot here, but I hope it made sense to you. I'm just the messenger, I'm talking, so I hope it made sense to you. Yeah, I hope you liked it. If you liked it, let me know in the comments if you resonated. Subscribe to the channel, and thank you so much for being here. Bye bye.